Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Aidoo show. Hope everybody is doing okay. I'm doing great. I just got back from Ghana. It was a lovely visit. I enjoyed it. And so I'm bringing you some sun today. As usual, before we begin, I always like to do my poems. And today, my poem, I wanted it to be about strength, considering the fact that we're all still shut down. We're going through these COVID times. There's so much heartache going on in India. We pray for them. We wish them well. And for everybody everywhere who is struggling, I pray that God himself will give you the courage and the strength to deal with life. And so here we go with my poem today. It says, before I became strong, I knew what it was like to be weak. How difficult it is to love yourself, to find the wholeness that you seek. Before I knew the light, I have had my fair share of darkness too, where my world fell into a hopelessness and I didn't know how to get through. For I have known the tears it takes, the courage to stand up again. When you are broken down and bruised and you know nothing but pain, you forget to appreciate love. If you haven't seen the hate, till you forget the meaning of smile and laughter, and your heart is left abate. I have known the strength and courage it requires to get it right, to face the things that hold you down and hold your head up and fight. Before I was who I am now, I was someone I didn't want to be. I was lost, battered, and defeated before I knew who to be me. I love this because it's talking about all the struggles that we all face. None of us can get away with facing difficulty. It is part of life. But if we can hang in there, we will one day discover that all that pain, all that hurt came to serve us. Today, I'm very excited with my guests, the Honorable Margaret Aidoo, a hardworking woman, a dedicated woman, a woman who knows what it is like to work hard to achieve her goals and to give back to humanity. And so without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Honorable Margaret Aidoo, a businesswoman, CEO, High Commissioner for Calgary, Manitoba, and Saskatchewan, and a woman that I respect very, very much because of her hard work. She's principled and she knows how to get things done. A type of woman that we all need today. And so, Miss Margaret, thank you. And thank you for giving us the opportunity to speak with you and to learn about all the hard work you do and the courage with which you do it. Welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So the beautiful thing is we're schoolmates too. So
Yes.
like this is it for me. This I'm like Smoga proud.
That's good. Smoga proud.
Smoga all the way.
Yeah.
Yes. So how are you and how's Calgary?
I'm good. We are good. Well, as you know, the virus is very vigilant in Alberta as it is in Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like there's no ending. But we're taking a day at a time, and I'm sure
Yes.
there'll be an ending soon.
Yes.
But by His grace, we are doing good.
Thank God. Thank God. And we have to keep going. We have to find ways to keep the journey no matter what we're going through. So there's so much I want our viewers to learn from you and about you that we're not going to waste any time at all. So instead of me blabbing on about who you are and all that, please tell us a bit about yourself so that people can get to know you and get into what we're about to talk about.
Well, Margaret Aidoo, as she said, most people call me Magma, um, which is my mom took the MAG of Margaret and the MA of Mary and became Magma. I didn't know
There you
that Magma was the molten lava of the volcano till I went to Form 2 in secondary school. I realized, oh, it's a hot volcano. And I was like, oh, I'm not that type. I'm not going to destroy. My heat is for the good.
there you go.
So, and I'm a mother of three. My children are 24, 23, and 19. And as she said, I'm an architect by profession, but I ended up in healthcare. And so I own and manage Aomega Group Inc., which is Aomega Lodges. It's about 14 facilities with about 60 clients and 40 staff members. And we're a lovely team and we work well together. So in a nutshell, that's who I am.
Beautiful, beautiful. So I like that. I like your profession, right? The reason I like that is you don't find too many women, at least from my perspective, you don't find too many women in that area. And particularly, besides you, I don't know any other Black woman that's an architect. So tell us. No, I don't. Because,
Really, that's quite a number. Like in my class, graduation class, we were only, I think when at that time, it was such a seclusive group of people that would be admitted into architecture. You're right. And I don't know that I've forgotten the number. We're less than 20, I'm sure.
Right.
And maybe 6 girls.
6 girls.
Oh, 10, I don't know. Yeah, I can't remember. I have to like actually count
on your fingertips.
Yeah, but we were not a lot, but we were quite a group of girls and we were excellent. I think we outdid the boys. Yeah. So I love I'm quite the artist. I love to draw. I did a lot of that. I actually did arts for my A levels.
Okay.
And O levels, yeah. So I did pure art. And I was really good at just decorating home. I like staging houses. And that was in Ghana as a kid. I'm very organized and I like things in their place. So then I said to my dad, I was going to do interior design. And he said, why don't you do architecture? Because you're always doodling and things in place. And interior design will be part of architecture. And I'm like, okay. So that's what got me in there. It was a natural flair.
Right.
Remember at Tech, they called me Ejima Moro. My mates called me Ejima Moro. Like, yeah, I loved it. Yeah.
Is it because you liked working too hard?
Yeah. I'm that sort of person that I like to do things. There's nothing like perfection, but I was always aspiring to do that. So if they gave us an assignment and we had to do just a perspective of the building, I would do different views of the building. So I do a night perspective, a rainy day perspective, a sunny day. And then when we had to present our designs, we had to present them on the wall for the professors, our lecturers. And then they'll be like, "Oh, Magma, Ejima Moro. Look at what she's done. She did like 10 different aspects." Yeah. So I loved it. And then they did do very well in Ghana. Coming out of university, I had a job right away. I was actually working on my own, basically. Had so many clients and stuff like that. Yeah, and I was a TA2 at Tech. Okay. And during that time, I worked with a company called Enamful Designs, and they were doing all the design buildings in Obuasi during the gold rush. And I was a key architect there too. So it was not in my intention to come to Canada because I was doing very well in Ghana. It was just that my husband was here, right? And it was tough to come.
Of course, I can imagine. You know what I love about you is that you've had the what's the word I'm looking for? The lack to go right into who you are as a profession. Who you are as a profession, who, like, your spirit, like you said, you're an artist, you like to doodle, you like to move things around. And I think many people get disappointed in life because life takes them on a different tangent from what their soul is. So you're lucky Yeah, you've been blessed to live your life the way you have. Now, I like the fact you're talking about the fact that you were into arts. You're an arts student
Mm.
who went into arts,
Yes.
right? Because a lot of art students don't get that encouragement. But
Yeah. I know
right,
what you're saying. I know where you are driving to.
yeah,
Driving at, yeah. Unfortunately, we usually think the sciences are the
big
must to do.
thing,
It's a big
right?
thing. And I remember in my speech at Smogger's 70th, I made it clear to everybody that everybody is smart and intelligent in their own way. I
Right.
remember my cousin Judith Watson was telling me that, oh, my son is not that academic, he has to find his niche. And I said, Judith, everybody is academic. They haven't found their niche academically.
Thank you.
You can
Thank
never say that everybody is. There's importance in every subject. We've dwelt so much on the sciences and we've neglected the arts.
yeah,
So
yeah.
if you have a child and they are not doing well in school, it's just because they haven't found where their expertise or their interests are. I remember my son when he went to my children went to this private school, and in the private school, it was only the sciences,
Mm,
in the maths and all that stuff. And in the very good public schools, all public schools are good in Canada. They have so many selective subjects,
hmm.
varieties. You could choose logistics, finance, law, carpentry, masonry, everything. I mean, it was so broad. And
Right.
so when my second daughter says, Mom, I want to go to public for high
Mm,
school. I was like, okay. So my boy was like, I also want to go, I also want to go to public. And I said that public school is an Ivy school and everything. He goes, yeah, I still want to go. And then when
mm,
he went, he started doing so well because he had subjects that were natural to him. They
beautiful.
were options. So everybody is academic, in a way. You just have to guide your child to find where their interests are, and they will start doing really well.
Thank you. Thank you. I love it. We're going to come back to that because, I'm a very creative person. And I'm like, if somebody had guided me to go and play drums, I would have been one of those top drum players in the world. I would be creating all kinds of things, but
Mhm.
that's okay. That's okay. We'll no bitterness at all, Miss Margaret. So you said that you're an artist, but you ended up in healthcare.
Mhm.
You are the CEO and founder of Aomega, right?
Mhm.
Please tell us what Aomega is about, the service that you provide,
Mhm.
and how you transitioned from architecture, and if architecture has had a role in it at all. Please
Okay.
tell us.
So, in a nutshell, well, I write as an architect, as you said, I did land an architectural job forcibly, honestly. I just literally got one. But during that time, I also met a lady in health, and she was an agent, and she offered me to do some shifts. So I said, okay, I'll learn on the job. And so she gave me a lady, and that lady was a dementia lady who was like 70 years old, and we had to take care of her around the clock. I did what I had to do, and I didn't know that I had a flair for that. Honestly, I
Right.
didn't know. I thought I was doing my job. Then one day, the lady's family came to me and said, "We want you to take over her management." I'm like, "Really? What about the agency?" She said, "No, I'm going to go to the agency and tell them that we are giving it to you." So that's what they did. And so here I am. I said, well, then I have to open a company. And was in 1993. Or, yeah. So I opened the company and hired two others to help me. So I do architecture in the day now to the night shifts. I didn't have kids then. So
Right.
as I took care of the lady, it came apparent that she did very well in her home.
Mm.
They transferred her to the long-term facility. She died in 2 weeks. So I
Oh,
said, oh, I'm going to buy houses and I'm going to design them, or I'm going to renovate them. I'm going to build houses, and I'm going to put seniors in 4 at a time instead of the big institutions. So
Right.
that's what happened. So then we had to move to Calgary because David got a job in Calgary. So we came to Calgary. So I quit my architecture job actually, came to Calgary and decided to be a stay-at-home mom because at that time then I had my first. And I said to David, I'm gonna get a home. But I didn't even know how to, honestly. Because I didn't have the money, but I knew that this is what I wanted to do.
Right.
Miraculously, God gave me my first home. And I transformed. That's when the architecture came in. I
Mm-hmm.
transformed that home to the most beautiful bungalow for
Wow.
precious clients. Then I started going everywhere looking for clients, the hospitals, the churches, meeting people, making phone calls. I had nobody to, I just made phone calls. I mean, I took a night job in a nursing home just to also get to know the business, and I'd see all
Aspect
these
of it.
phone calls
Right.
on the wall, and I just call, I'm Margaret Aidoo, and I want to do this. This is my vision. Da, 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 da. So they led me to one guy who said, give me your name and I'll put you on the list. And if somebody wants respite, they come to your home. So that's how it happened. And then before I knew, he called me and said, there are better health services, which was in the Calgary health region. We're looking into doing something like what my vision is. I was like, really? He says, yeah. So you go to this place and listen to them and see what you can do. So I did go, and I was very pregnant with my son then.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was a whole thing. So what Aomega Lodges really is a facility that would take care of clients 24/7 who cannot live on their own but are not ready for long-term facilities.
Okay.
So, and we have them, and they can be from the ages of 18 to 100 years old. So you have
Wow.
the young, right now my average age is like 45. I have a
Mm-hmm.
26 and I have an 88. So they are not ready. They cannot take care of themselves because of mental or brain injury or Korsakoff or dementia, Alzheimer's, so many diagnoses.
Right.
So that is what it's all about. So AHS decided that we need facilities like that. So quickly I put in a proposal.
Mm-hmm.
There were about 245 people there. It was the first, this is the year 2000. And I was one of the 17 who got the contract. And I was the only one who was not a health person. I'm not a nurse, I'm not a doctor, I'm just Margaret Aidoo, the architect. So, and when they called me to call me to see my home, I had contractions in the hospital with my son. I remember, and I said, you can go, but I'm having a baby. They said they went to the home, and they liked the home, they liked my proposal, and that was it. I signed my first contract, and since then, within a month, they called me, can you give us a second home? I wasn't going to say I don't have a home. I quickly went looking for
No.
a home. Yeah. So over the years, we built like 12.
Pause a little bit. You know how you said, they said, can you give us a second home? You're like, I wasn't going to tell them I didn't have a home. Did
Yeah.
confidence play a role in that? Did confidence or
Of
vision?
course. At the end of the day, one thing about me is I'm not going to say no. Confidently, I said yes. And I said, God, you're going to provide me that second home because you did with the first home. Honestly, my story is a miracle. You
Yeah.
did with the first home, so you're going to provide the second home. I said, yeah, I'll get you a second home. And I went full blast, and God provided a second home on a silver platter.
Mm,
Just like
mm.
that. Yeah, so I called and said, the home is ready.
So for anybody watching, I want them to pay attention to what we're saying in this particular point, at this particular point. Because
Okay.
I think many people have ideas and have vision, but because of lack of confidence and lack of faith and lack of belief in themselves,
Yeah.
they don't go forward with the vision or the dream,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So I know I don't want us to veer off the topic, but I like the way you said, like, you're so relaxed. You're like, I wasn't about to tell them I didn't have a home, right?
No, I
So
wasn't.
uh-huh.
Because first of all, I'm the type that if I put my mind on something, I'm going to do it regardless. The only thing I'll get is a no or a yes. So I'm not gonna sit back and not try if I know what to see. Yeah, so I advise that try. It won't hurt you.
Try. Say that again, please.
Try. Do it. It won't hurt you. Okay, try. I will tell you, not to deviate, but I'll tell you what. When I came here, my husband told me that students were not allowed to apply for landed. They had to go home after their PhD. So then this PhD is going on for 10 years. They don't want to finish ever. So, and that was the law then. So I said, well, I'm going to apply for landed. And he said, you couldn't. I said, why? She said, because the law says da, 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 da. And I said, well, I only get a yes or a no. So
what does it hurt?
It doesn't hurt. And I applied. And within 3 months, we got it. And while you of Aiden, and I remember everybody was saying that this woman came, I heard David Nyako's wife got landed. I met a guy in the elevator who says, oh my goodness, how did you do it? So because I just put in the application.
Yeah, I just put it in.
I just put it in. I put the application. So what's the problem? I got a yes or a no, and I got a yes. And when they call, I'm like, I thought I'm supposed to go to some place for an interview outside Canada, like Buffalo, New York, or Seattle. They said, no. We said, do just go to the border and turn around and you will stamp your passport. Welcome to Canada. And that was it. And you know, we didn't have the money. We had to put 16,000 in our account. At the time, my husband was like, where am I getting the money from? I said, call your prof. She says, call my prof for what? I said, call your prof. We'll borrow his 16,000. He says, no. I can say, give me the phone number. Give me his phone number. So I called the prof. I called the prof myself. I said, my name is MARGARET Aidoo. This is what I want to do. I just need 16,000. I'll put it in my account. I'll give you back the money later. He goes, who are you again? I said, I just said I was David's wife. You know David.
You didn't hear me?
Yeah.
Which part of MARGARET Aidoo didn't you hear?
Exactly. You know, so David was like, he says, can I talk to David? David was like, yeah, I told her that. Then I said, David, give me the phone. You are crashing my faith. I took the phone again. I said, sir, trust me. I'll give you the money. Just give me the 16,000. I'll put in my account. The guy gave me the money. That's how we got it. And then till today, the guy is in his 80s. He sends me a Christmas card every year from Edmonton.
Faith and courage and power.
Yes. And for me, I'm not going to say no.
And smoga.
You know, say something. You know, you got to take a step of faith. You know,
thank you, my sister. Like now you have me pumped. You have me pumped. Like I said, I was supposed to be an artist, dancing all over, creating funny things, being a comedian. But guess what? But that's okay. Now that you've given me the power, watch out.
It's never too late.
It's never too late. Thank you. Okay. So your business now, oh my goodness. How you have so many clients, you have so many employees, you've had all these families, because each client that you have has a family. That means you're connected to this big world.
It's huge.
How does it make you feel? You know what I mean? Like when you sit down, how does it make you feel?
It's overwhelming. I mean, I didn't realize the impact. I mean, I would make, which impact God has used me to be to so many people. I remember in 2019 annual Christmas party. I was like, nobody thought this peasant girl from Africa would come and will be standing in front of all of you. We had over so many people there and AHS representatives and everything. In a gold pair of shoes, talking to you guys. You know, it is fulfilling. To be frank with you, it is fulfilling. That is the main way. It is a job that when I went in, I said to God, make it a ministry and make it that anybody who enters Aomega, which is your Alpha Omega.
Say that again.
It's Alpha Omega. And I made it A because when I was in Edmonton, when I started with that lady, I called it Alpha Omega Group Inc. So when I came to Calgary and I realized that I was really going to do it, I made it the A and the Omega.
Okay.
you are the beginning and the end of this. You are the finisher. You're gonna make it to the end. So I've always told my children, Aomega will always be God's. Even if I went to rob a bank, God will keep Aomega.
Amen.
Because it's
Amen.
not mine, it's God's. So I
It
said to
is
God,
God.
this is a ministry, and everybody who comes into Aomega, touch them in a very special way. You know, from client, staff, anybody. You know, I'm not saying that it's been smooth sailing.
No.
Because anywhere there is God, there's also the opposite. You have people who backstab. You have some of these people who you can tell there's envy, there's backstab, because they are wondering, my goodness, she's doing everything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But God gave me the foresight. Sometimes I wonder how God did it or does it.
Right.
Because He gives me the foresight to do something. Then the other operators, my other colleagues also do it, you know. So he's made me a leader amongst all the other colleagues, which is a blessing, you know. So they always say we have to call Margaret, we have to call Margaret, we have to call Margaret.
Okay.
You know, but God gives me the strength, you know. So it's very fulfilling. That's the main thing.
Amen.
It is a blessing for me.
So during these times of Black Lives Matter and everything, right? So you're in Calgary, and I know as one of very few Black women in your industry, has your skin color affected you in any way? Do you think you have been set back in any way? I just want, the reason I'm bringing this up is because I want any other Black woman, man, boy, girl, child out there to understand that just because you face the resistance doesn't mean you have to stop. So please tell us a bit.
You know, first of all, to be able to move on, you have to appreciate and acknowledge God's creation of you.
Amen.
Because you are this color and this gender for a reason. That's why God didn't make you. I mean, you have to recognize this. So for me, my confidence soared when I realized that this is Margaret Aidoo. Margaret Aidoo is this person.
She's one standing here.
She's not going anywhere. She's not changing to something. She's not going to, she can't do anything. This is her. So are you going to, you're not taller, are you going to love you first and accept who you are? Because I've always said, I'm sure you've read about me elsewhere, and I always say, embrace your you. It's only when you embrace your you will you achieve the unthinkable.
Yes.
I've always said that. So when I embrace my me and realize that, well, I don't have an accent. This is how I speak.
I know it. Don't come and tell me.
Don't tell that I have an accent. I'm not gonna, this is how I speak. I was brought up, this is how I speak. Okay? I speak the Queen's English. This is me. The minute I realized I didn't have to pretend to be you, or pretend to have a slang, or pretend to be something else, then my confidence soared. So now, black or white, I walk with my head up high.
Woo!
That is the thing. That is it. I walk with my head up high, and when I enter a place, I am there. I don't see that I'm black and you are white.
I'm just me.
I just know that it's me, and this is me, and I'm as capable as you are.
That's all.
That's all. So when you do that, I'm telling you, you can do, you are not scared. You don't want to be fairer than this or darker than this. You just want to be this. So you're not scared. I'm saying, so because I do remember when I started first in Edmonton, my answering machine, I made my Canadian friend put her voice on, and I regret till today.
Up to today.
Yes. Because I thought, well, it's true to say, because they used to say, well, you don't have Canadian experience, you're black woman, you have a gap in your teeth. So, well, this is me.
Do that.
Are you losing a tooth? No, I'm not losing a tooth. I was born that way. Okay? I'm not losing a tooth.
It's called born this way.
Exactly, you know. So they should confidently embrace who they are, and they shouldn't think less of themselves. Sometimes we think less because the system makes us think less of ourselves.
Oh, please say that again. Please say that again.
We should not think less of ourselves, although because the system makes us think less of ourselves. But no, we can't think that way. I am who
mm,
I am. Man, I
mm.
am who I am. This
I
is
am who I
me.
am. Oh,
This
oh,
is me. And
I
my
love it.
me is capable as your you. You know, this is me. So this is me. So when I quickly embrace that, I'm telling you,
You
Anna.
soared like an eagle.
Oh yeah. I
So
mean,
now that we're talking about this, you wrote this poem, and
oh
I
yeah.
want this poem to coincide with what you're talking about. You said why it is important to acknowledge and celebrate the Black woman.
Woman, yeah.
B, bold, beautiful, unshaken, and resilient.
Yes.
L, loving, regardless of persecution.
Yes.
A, always managing her household and holding multiple jobs without validation. She continues to serve, to care, and build a community one child at a time.
Mm-hmm.
She has achieved and accomplished phenomenally, but where is her validation? Even her husband ignores her existence. C, countless degrees with no recognition.
Mm-hmm.
She continues to prove herself for that job or promotion. She has to work 3 times harder. Why? Is it because she is Black? Oh, did you forget? The same blood color runs through her veins. K, knocked down with racial and gender discrimination, but holds her head up high with pride for all the little Black girls. Don't give up, she says. W, withheld from countless opportunities because she is molded in chocolate and glazed in bronze. She is God's creation of precision and distinction. Her destiny is in her hands. She will love and embrace herself. Oh, overly underrated,
Mm-hmm.
underestimated, unappreciated, cries at night when her family sleeps and wakes up with a smile that is assuring. She will not be broken. She will not be deterred. M, mothers who make a way where there seems to be no way. Her children wonder how mother makes it happen. Is she a magician? No, honey. She just works so hard. A, attributed with elegance and intelligence, the pride of a Black woman. And never say no with a shaking index finger. No, no. She continues to fight for equality, recognition, freedom. Freedom to uphold herself as a proud Black woman, as strong as hope and overflowing with love. As a Black woman, I will continue to uplift me and other Black women. Let all continue to appreciate and celebrate the accomplishment of Black women. This will propel them to even greater things and then give the little Black girls hope for a better future. Everyone needs validation. Black woman, you are beautiful. Never doubt. Mostly, you are appreciated. Written by Margaret Aidoo. I feel honored. I feel honored because you spoke a lot of what I have had to deal with. You've spoken a lot about a lot of what our mothers and our sisters and our friends and our children
Mm-hmm.
have gone through and
Yeah.
will go through. So
Yeah.
where did that inspiration for this poem come from? Because it seems you went inside
Yeah.
and brought it out. Tell me.
Honestly, Um, it was the question was given to me by Women of Inspiration. The director, the CEO of Women of Inspiration sent me an email and said, Margaret, can you give me the answer to why a Black woman should be appreciated? Yes, and I won an award for the lead last year, 2020's award for lead, a woman in the leadership, a Black woman in leadership. So that is yes. So she sent me that, and I was just going to write a paragraph. And before I knew, I think it was so deep. The question was so deep. So before I knew, everything started coming out. I didn't. It was not a plan to even do that. I was just writing her that I think blah blah blah. I was just typing, and I was like, "Oh, God just put this in me." So I started writing it out that way, and and it's true. It embodies everything that you and I have gone through and faced. You know, when we came here looking for a job, oh, you're a Black woman, you have no education here, blah 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 blah. I actually had to work free to get my first architectural job. You know, so I know I've felt it, and even crying at night. You do all this, and sometimes your daughter could be rude.
Yes.
A little thing they say, because you came here, I tell them, look, you think I wanted to be here? I'm here though. Thank God I'm here. And look at what God has used me for. Okay, but if I had my own chance, as you said, wanted to do art, I wanted to be an actress. And my dad was like, no, what is actress? Actress is like being a prostitute. Those things. That's what he told me.
Yeah.
You know? And I was like, okay. So at the end of the day, going through the snow, the jobs, what I've been through, what you've been through, it didn't take us just a night to be sitting in this chair and talking this way. You've done it a lot. I've stocked shelves before at night.
So I've done Walmart at night.
I did that too.
I did Wendy's.
I did Walmart at night.
Yes, stocking shelves.
I was stocking shelves at night. And I was so sleepy, I'll go in between the toilet paper on the shelf and sleep.
6 months.
Hiding.
6 months. Telling you. Every time I drive by that Walmart, I shake my head.
Yeah. The things I've done. So if my daughter says something, it hurts.
Yeah.
So I'll have to, and I'll be like, come back, and I say, you dare not, because you have no idea. If anybody, yeah, so and this husband validation happens all the time. How many men appreciate what their women are doing back home?
How many men actually walk away because she's working so hard and achieving?
Yeah, exactly.
How many men walk away because she's working? And the part I don't understand,
I know
she is working hard. What is wrong with that? But that's for another time.
What is wrong with that? And this Black thing, I remember there was a client who was so racist. At that point, my staff never told me. They said anytime I went to the home and left, she would call me the B and everything. And the staff never told me. But one day, a Black staff went to work there. And that Black staff, she's one of those people who's naturally fair. She doesn't bleach. You know, there's some people who are naturally so light-skinned.
Right.
And this woman was racist to her, and the staff approached and said, why are you like that? Let's cut our wrists together. The blood that flows through our veins is the same color.
Ooh.
And I remember that when I was writing that poem.
I must have brought tears.
Yes, I remember that.
People don't understand what racism does to the core of a human being.
Exactly.
People I don't think this racism thing is not just.
It's not just no. It's not just no. It's deep. So the client apologized right away and told the girl, "Please pray for me." So it was when I went there to approach the client on that behavior was when my staff said, "Margaret, anytime you've come here, she's said something nasty when you walk that way." So I said to her, I'm gonna kick you out of this home.
Oh God.
Because it's 0% tolerance. We don't condone that. I'm gonna kick you out of this home.
Mm.
And she apologized. You know,
But
so
you know what? You know what? You notice how she said, "Pray for me,"
yeah,
right? Because it is deep inside of her. It is deep
yeah,
inside of
it's
her. It is
rooted.
something. It's so rooted. You know, a lot of times when I'm looking at like this George Floyd thing, and I'm looking at like you continue to shoot black people, right? And I'm like, so I stopped even looking at the shooting part of it.
Yeah.
I looked at how the guy's knee was on George Floyd's neck, and he was just staring into empty space. And I'm like, what deep inside, what message is inside this person that even when you drive over a rat, you cringe, right? But
Yes.
let's not veer off that topic because there's so much I want us to get out of you. We will schedule another interview
definitely,
where we go deeper than, because you know, I say to people, as black people, it is our duty to not fight but to educate.
Oh,
Ask why.
Oh,
let's ask, because God created us. So let me understand why you think I am a nobody. It is our duty as black people to answer this question, educate people, and ask them to feel what we feel. But let's stop that before, because once we start going, it's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
No. So some of the difficulties, give us examples of some of the difficulties you faced, because it's not like this was given to you on a silver platter. If you hadn't answered the call, if you hadn't moved when they asked you, if you hadn't put in the proposal, if you hadn't continued to work, because as a businesswoman myself, I know we don't sleep. You have to constantly be thinking. You keep getting things like, you know what I mean? So give us some of the difficulties you faced and how you've overcome them.
Oh, so many of them. I don't even know where to start. Sometimes basically being a black woman and being the leader can be a hindrance, because they're thinking she's a woman and she's black, and sometimes your own staff might not even support you in that way because they're thinking she's a black woman. Because I realized that although we are all immigrants, because ours is darker, even the next door immigrant who has a lighter shade. You know what I mean, right?
Let's not go there too.
So they so they all and we all went together. So you can tell. So these are some of the challenges I face, but I brush it over. I don't let it deter me at all. I don't think about it. And I always make my team know that nobody's above anybody, and we are leaders in our own way. And I'm making leaders of each of you. So we are not here to backbite and fight and pull each other down. In doing so, we'll never get up. We are here to push everyone up with our strengths, you know. That's how I overcome those. Is because in the end, I won't point a finger and say you are like this. No, I'd rather discuss it with you and put myself in that shoe and say we are all like this, but we all can all be like this. You know, that's how I turn things around. Secondly, I remember I was trying to pitches expand, and because I was who I am, the people who I was expanding from thought they would give it to somebody else. And I went back and said, no, why do you think I can't do it? I said, because that person has this, that person has that, and that person is this. I said, have you tried me? Have you tried me? You know, have you tried me? And so in the end, he went to his group of people and the partners, and was like, she's right. We haven't tried it. Give her a chance. So I had to, and that one to God delivered. My whole life is a miracle because it was a huge undertaking, and God delivered there too.
Yes, yes.
But I could tell that some of these things, and even going to the bank and to expand to get finances, it's so difficult financially. And when I was expanding, I had to go through third parties, which is more interest
Right,
payment and everything.
right. Mm-hmm.
So I was nominated for our Better Women's Entrepreneur. And the year I was nominated, the person who won was a woman that had about 5,000 workers. Huge
Ooh.
company. And I met one of the judges in the bathroom, and she said to me, "Do you know you were second?" I said, "Me?" She says, "Yeah."
Mm.
"Do you know you were second? You nearly got." I'm like, "Wow."
Yeah.
I was like, "Really?" And they don't tell, they just pick up, they never tell whoever. And
The
then also,
rest. Yes.
yeah. So when she told me, I was like, and at that time, I didn't even have, I wasn't managing 14, I was managing just 6 homes. And I was like, oh my goodness. I come home, and the awards were in Edmonton. I come home and I get a phone call on Monday from one of the people on our ATB Bank.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how come they saw me. And they said, "We saw you on this place. We saw your nomination. We want to help you with your business."
The Bible said God will make a way where there seems
There's
to
no
be
way.
no way. Hey.
So then that is when she called me and she says, "We will take your business, we'll finance you, we'll do this." And that was an opening. So it's been that way, it's been, and even when I came here first and I was trying to get an architectural job, I told you, I said, "I won't let you go there because I know what you are thinking. You are saying I'm a black woman. You are saying I have an accent. You are saying I told the man that. I said, I know what you are thinking. I don't have a Canadian experience, blah, blah, blah. I have a gap in my teeth, but I'm not going anywhere. I want the job."
I like that. I have a gap in my teeth, but
I
I'm
told
not
them
going
all. So
anywhere.
I stopped him right there. I said, "I know what you are thinking, but I won't let you say it. But give me a chance. Okay, I'll work for free." So he
I
said,
love
"Okay."
it. I love it that you take the opportunity. You don't let it slip. And a lot
No,
of times, I think we as Black women and Black people, we sort of just, like
we go into our
forward.
shell. We go into our
Exactly.
shell. We don't want
But
to come out,
then, but then if we can just prove ourselves, we will make it. We will make it, my people.
Oh, we will
So
make it. We
we
will
will
make it.
make it.
And
And
it's changing. We will make it.
you are
Today's
you
black girl.
you're giving me such encouragement. You are giving me such encouragement because anyway, let's go to the next topic before I have to reschedule you. I just have to because you send me a message, you're like, let's stay on topic. I'm like, okay, whatever you say, I'll stay on topic. Next time, we're not going to stay on topic. Why? Because as we're chatting, things come up.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know,
I understand. I understand.
okay, all right. So you are the High Commissioner for Calgary, Manitoba, and Saskatchewan.
Uh-huh.
On top of running 14 homes, on top of having employees, on top of, I can't even begin to imagine. So, what brought you into this other level of who you are as the High Commissioner of all these places? And what does that mean? What does that mean for somebody who doesn't understand the magnitude of the work you do? What does that mean?
Okay, so as you said, I'm the honorary consul for Calgary, Manitoba, and Saskatchewan. And I was a lead member of our community. And
Okay.
actually, I have a servant's heart.
Mm,
So, and I was there for 13 years
okay.
for the Ghanaian Canadian Association of Calgary. So I was vice and I became president. And so the community in Calgary, especially, were having problems with. There was an honorary consul office in Edmonton at the time, but you couldn't get a hold of the honorary consul. So they approached me that we need an office in Calgary, and the population of Calgary was growing tremendously.
Right.
It was just growing. People migrate here a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So they had come to see me, and they had written a letter to the High Commissioner's office in Ottawa. At that time, it was the Honorable Achiano, I think. May his soul
Right.
rest in peace. And was it Achiano? I think so. So he came here, and he came to visit, and he himself saw what we were doing. So he approached me too and said, I think you have to be the honorary consul for Calgary. He and Obin Cranting had told me
Okay.
that, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and then I said, okay. So they asked me to put an application in, and it went to Ghana. And then I channel left, and then I think it was it Gariba who came.
Oh, Gariba just passed away 2 days
I
ago.
know. It's so sad. I channel left, and then because Atamils died, and then Mahama came on, so then Gariba came. Yeah. And Gariba too has passed. He was a lovely guy too.
A gentleman.
Was such a he was such a lovely guy. The first time I met him was in the plane, and he approached me. He says, "Are you on Margaret Aidoo?" Because
It's okay. Let's not veer
so
off.
okay, yeah. So yeah. So then the last one who came was Aidoo too. Yeah, but my application was there for a while. So then my brother JB died. My brother JB had always wanted me to do it, and I was
Right.
like, "Oh, I'm done with this." Then my brother Frank was like, "You should look at this application." And then the Calgary community too was bombarding me. Oh, Magma, what's the application going? They were all from all corners. So in the end,
Yes.
I sent an email to the office in Ghana, and they had said that they hadn't seen my application, but I should still send it. So I sent it. And then I apparently went to visit Ghana. And when I went, I said maybe I should just go to the ministry and see my application. Then when we went, it was there. So to cut a long story short, then it came on. It went through, and then I got a letter from the minister that I had been awarded the position. So basically, I represent Ghana in these provinces and in Calgary. I issue all the visas through my office. I have anything concerning Calgary, Manitoba, and Saskatchewan governments can come through me to liaise with Ghana. It's quite extensive, so, and I have to be very diplomatic, and I'm really not. I have to be careful around. It's changed. Sometimes it changes the way I speak, my outlook. Sometimes
I know.
I just want to be free and do my thing, But anytime I want it, I'm like, hey, maybe somebody is watching me.
You have to watch.
You have to watch, yeah. But I do my best. I haven't had a few. I know that people can be very disrespectful. I haven't experienced that much. I answer every phone call that comes in. I try to listen to them. Last time, my friend was telling me that you are more patient with the Ghanaians than you are with me, because the way they ask you questions on the phone, the way they ask, because you can explain something 100 times and they will still ask you the same question.
Do you get the midnight phone calls?
I get everything.
I like that. You summarized it. But you know what, Miss Margaret? You are such a blessing right now.
God.
Within this hour that you and I have spoken, you've given me even more assurance that the journey I'm on is the path that I'm supposed to be on.
Yes.
What I have gotten from this conversation, I like how you don't, what do they say? You don't take no prisoners. You make up your mind and you go and get it.
Yeah.
That's another message that I'm getting. Because sometimes I doubt myself. One of my friends some time ago said to me, what is this? We're all with you because you're doing so beautiful and you keep pulling back. And sometimes I know that about myself, that I pull back. Talking to you in this 1 hour has given me another vim to keep pushing to the next level. We honor you. We acknowledge your presence. We acknowledge your courage, and we will take it with us everywhere we go, in the sense that nobody does anything alone. Wherever you are, when you're going through difficulties, know that I am there with you. Your sister in Toronto, small girl, Black woman, she's there supporting you. And I am also knowing that my sister in Calgary is there fighting, pushing, and pulling. So if there's a young woman out there, young man, child, somebody who is dreaming, but is brokenhearted, is devastated, and doesn't know where to look, what would you tell that person, please?
I always say the difference between doing something and not doing something is do something. Because when you do something, you make a difference in your life and ultimately in the life of somebody. And that is the ultimate success. At the end of the day, never see yourself less than anyone. The first step to courage and confidence, as I have said, is embracing who you are. Don't let anybody think less of you. Me, I believe nobody is above me.
Yes.
My belief, nobody is above except God. You have something I don't have, and I have something you don't have. So what I do here in the community is I open my arms. It could be very stressing sometimes and tiring, but I open my arms because at the end of the day, you would have taught me something. I've learned a lot from you too. I don't know it all. And in my company, I hire people who are smarter than me in other ways. I'm smart and they are smart. We bring our strengths and our weaknesses to complement each other. And that is the success of a hallmark of a leader. A leader knows when to sit and when to talk and knows when to listen. Because if you don't, you won't learn. Because I don't know it. I don't know it all. So I encourage every one of us, we should stop the bickering and the backbiting and the jealousy, but we should stretch out a hand and approach effect to draw people in, to help them too. This business I'm in, I think 5 women who attest that I have mentored them to have their own business.
Wow.
The husband of one of them saw me yesterday in my office. He calls me every week and he said, my sister, because of you, I have a pension. I will never stop thanking you. He tells me that the man calls me every week. He can't stop calling me. He came to my office and told me again. So that is the ultimate success. It's not what I have built.
It is the ultimate success.
Because I've made a difference in your life, in somebody's life. That blessing is also my blessing. And we should realize that it's for generations to come. It's not just for me. So when I'm doing something, I'm not thinking about me. I'm thinking about generations behind me.
Wow. Well, Madam, you and I could go on forever. Let's just put it that way.
We have another date.
In fact, we'll have many more. We will have many more
dates.
Yeah. And once COVID is over, I would like you to be the keynote speaker at the Women's Courage Conference, because there's a power that is coming out of you that I know has to trickle down to all these women that, that need a light.
I know.
So, my sister, they said, this little light of mine, I will make it shine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, too,
for coming on the Anna Aidoo show. And stay blessed.
You're doing really well. Anna, you're doing well.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Love you guys.
Love you more. You take care. God bless. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for paying attention to the Anna Aidoo show. We will continue to bring you fantastic, inspiring conversations. Why? Because we know that when you succeed, we succeed. Until next time, stay blessed. Be encouraged, be inspired. It's the Anna Aidoo show. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Dak TV.